Okay. I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. This new Verizon FiOS Plus box that this is supposed to be so much superior than the old big huge Motorola cable box that we've had for like 30 years that worked great, that used, let me show you, that used this remote, right? That had all of these buttons did something. All of them. So like this one, you jumped ahead 30 seconds forward or 30 seconds back. So if you wanted to skip through commercials, you'd hit the button, however many times, like 6 times, and it would jump through the commercials, and you could jump backwards, and you could pause without the screen doing this. Take a look at this. You see this stupid effing thing? That you see how it goes away? Which is what the old box did. This, it pops back up. And so many people are online complaining about this. This is it drives everybody crazy, not just me. But they told me, they said, if you buy for an extra $50, if you buy the IR box, which is this little box that has a little USB cable that plugs in the back, they said this remote will work and all of the functions will work. Well, guess what? They lied. It doesn't. There's only 4 buttons on here that actually work, that do the basic features. Um, so this thing, if you press the fast forward button, it does this, where you get 3 options, where 3 different speeds to go fast or slow. Oh, and it doesn't do slow motion playback. There's no way to do that. But this does the fast forward, the rewind, the pause, and the play. And this is the voice button where you tell it, uh, like you can say jump forward 4 minutes, but the video gets really shaky and unstable, and you have to exit out and then exit and go back in. um the guide button works. The volume up and down on the TV works, but not, there's 2 different volumes. There's a volume in the cable box, and there's a volume that's the regular TV. And this remote works the TV, but the other remote that looks just like this remote that they sold me doesn't control the volume on the TV. I can't make it control it. I did the setup, and it says you need to update the firmware on this remote. So I go in the menu and I do the update, and it says it is updated. It says it is updated. So these are just like some glaring huge problems that have existed since the FiOS Plus box has come out, but they have other really really annoying things, like this this light. I'm like, why is that blinking? That's normal. That's normal. And I'm like, are monkeys, are they dumb? Like, are the programmers dumb, or not educated, or are they punking us? Are they doing it deliberately because they're like, what would be really funny? Oh, watch this. Alexa, turn off bedroom.
Okay.
This is on the lowest, dimmest setting. If they're in the menu, they have high LED, medium LED, low LED. This is the lowest setting, and it is super bright, even on low. There is no offsetting. Like idiots, they don't. There's no offsetting. This is a Google box. These are universal boxes that I don't know if Google makes them, but the software, it's Android software. They could easily program. They could easily put an option to turn the light off. But my solution is, I just took a piece of electrical tape and put it over that, because otherwise it's blinding trying to watch TV, it's a blinding freaking light. So if like simple things that they could put an option to turn that off. They could either program the box to accept the IR codes. Now this is their remote. This is Verizon FiOS. This is their remote. They sold me 4 of these things back. I've had the old box forever. They sent me this new box. They said you don't have a choice. You have to take it. And they upped my bill $50 a month. And they said that's just how it is, and there's no, you can either have that or you can have no cable. So yeah, you don't have a choice. If they could make the jump, this button and this button actually do work still. So if you want to jump, the new remote doesn't allow you to do this, but the old remote, and this is actually programmed in. So if you hit this, Alexa, turn on bedroom.
Okay.
If you hit this button, the fast forward button on this, it jumps forward tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday. It jumps forward a day at a time. The new remote doesn't allow you to do that. The new remote, there's no way to do that. You have to hold the arrow over, and it goes a half hour at a time. So that feature is actually in there, but the jump forward 30-second, the exit button does work on this to exit out of the menu, but the 30-second jump forward does not work. Now, here's what drives me crazy. Watch this. This is the rewind button. That jumps back 60 seconds. And you can program it for 30 seconds, 60 seconds, but this button doesn't work. So you can't jump forward. You have to do the arrow over like this and fast forward through. And my only guess is that that they sell to advertisers and they say, "Hey, we can force people so that they can no longer jump over the commercials. So, we can charge more for the advertisers because the people have to watch the commercial. They watch it at faster speed, but they have to watch the commercial. They don't have a choice." So, the jump forward, if they could add that, would make life a lot better. It would bring it back to the way it used to be, and basically just make make the IR codes that this sends out, program them to the new FiOS Plus box. I'm not trying to be a jerk. I'm not. I just, I've been putting up with this for months, and it is a giant pain in the ass to try to watch television. It went from being super simple to being this annoying thing, and they're condescending. When you call tech support, they're like, "Well, you just have to get used to it." And I'm like, I get that you have to get used to it, but the features are missing. The features that used to be in the box that the remote has no longer work. And it's only some of the features that don't work. Like, why would you have the rewind that works, but not the jump forward? Why would you allow to jump back 30 seconds or 60 seconds, but not jump forward? Why would you not have slow motion playback? Oh, the pause doesn't work on this either. Um, if if you wanted to go before, you would pause and then you would press the fast forward button, or you would press the rewind button, and it would actually go fast forward or rewind in like 3 different slow motion speeds. But it doesn't do that anymore. It's I really think that they went to China and said, or India or wherever, and said, probably China, and said, we need a whole bunch of Google boxes that are going to be, that we're going to do everything over Wi-Fi now, and we're going to stream from the main box to all of these little Android boxes all over the house. And we need basic feature. We need basic, like play, pause with the same button. The OK button is the play and the pause. And you hold down the fast forward or you hold down the rewind, and it's like a VCR from 40 years ago. It's literally like a VCR from 40 years ago. So they can't fast forward, they can't jump over commercials anymore. And that's it. We need the guide. We need the channel up, channel down, and the menu button to be able to get to. That's another thing. The old device had a DVR button that jumped right to the DVR. This doesn't do that. This you have to hit the house button, which brings up this menu. And this, like, the settings, you can't get to directly. You have to arrow over to get to the settings. And then if you want DVR, you have to arrow down, and then press OK for my DVR. And it's just so, like, how can you go from a box that was perfect? I mean, the old Motorola box was perfect. It was perfect. I mean, there wasn't anything that wasn't good about that old box. And the idea that you would have, when somebody pauses the live or the DVR playback, when you're pausing something, you're specifically pausing to see the screen, to see the image like that. The last thing you want is for the image to get 50% darker, which is another thing it does. It reduces the color, the brightness by 50%, and it puts this on here. And there's no way to make it go away. There's nothing you can do. There's no setting, there's no button to make it go away. And the thing is, why? Why would you do that? Like, it's just absolutely crazy. They've done things that are nuts. They don't make any sense. And I know I'm not the only one. There are forums where people talk about this stuff, and it's driving everybody nuts. And Verizon, either they don't care, or they're not getting the message. They're not bothering to read any of these forums. And I'm doing the video, and please comment. I really want to know what you think. I really want to know what, because hopefully someone somewhere in Verizon that actually can do something will see this and say, okay, these are simple problems. Like, we can easily fix these. So, and a lot of times that's what it is with the companies, that it's so hard to just get the message to the people that can fix it. That somebody at the top will say, fix these problems. Like, you can do it in a week, that maybe a day, and just push out the firmware update and make life the way it was a year ago when we had the old Motorola box. Thank you.